Are you in the market to buy a house right now, but the higher interest rates have you sitting on the fence? Well, this video is just for you because today we are talking about rate buydowns. We're going to go over what they are exactly, what the different options available are, who is eligible, what the benefits are to the buyer, and what the benefits are to the seller. So stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss this. So what exactly is a temporary rate buydown? Well, that is a credit paid by the seller at closing called the buydown fee. This is put into an escrow account that subsidizes a loan for the first few years. This is what's used to offset that higher interest rate. So what kind of rate buydown options do we have out there? Well, to start out, we have a 1-year option, which is year one is reduced by 1%. Then you have a 1-1, which is both years 1 and 2 are reduced by 1%. Then we have a 2-1, which year 1 is reduced by 2, year 2 is reduced by 1, and then we have the 3-2-1, which is year 1 reduced by 3, year 2 by 2, and year 3 reduced by 1%. So what are the eligibility requirements for rate buydowns? Well, typically we see it with conventional loans. Now they can include government, which is FHA, VA. Construction loans and renovation loans are allowed. Sometimes we see it with jumbo, a 2-to-1. It depends on who your lender is. Typically they need to be a fixed rate mortgage with a primary or secondary residence and between 1 to 4 units on the property. So what are the benefits for the buyer? Well, the first one is pretty obvious. Lower mortgage payments, up to 3% lower than the market note rate for the first year. And you could have 3 years of lower interest payments with a 3-2-1. The second, you have predictable loan payoff schedule. You're not looking at a balloon payment down the road. You have a stable fixed rate plus the benefit of a lower mortgage rate in the beginning. And typically people who use these rate buydowns are anticipating one of 3 things. That would be making more money in the future. Number 2 would be fewer financial obligations. So you'd be paying off a credit card, paying off an auto note, paying off your student loans. And 3, there would be an anticipation that you could be refinancing in the future into a lower mortgage rate or adding more money to bring down your mortgage base. So those would be the advantages for the buyer. So what are the advantages for the seller? Well, typically the money put into a concession for a rate buydown goes a lot further towards buyer affordability than typically a price reduction would. So you get to keep your home price higher and your money goes a lot further to create affordability for that buyer, so it's a win-win there. And the money used for a rate buydown concession can be tax deductible, so that's something you need to look into with your tax person. So how would this all play out in a deal? Well, let's take a $700,000 house, for example. The buyers are putting down 10%. The current interest rates are 7%, and the seller has agreed to a 3-2-1 rate buydown. Well, the seller would need to put that 3% interest differential for year 1, 2% for year 2, and 1% for year 3 into an escrow account. That would equal roughly $28,888. That would go to subsidize those interest rate buydowns for those 3 years. That's how that would play out in a deal, and that would actually equal way more savings for the buyer than if the seller just took that amount off of the purchase price. Here's another good thing to note about rate buydowns. Let's say you got a 3-year buydown, a 3-2-1, you just finished year 1 and rates come back down and you want to capitalize it and refi now. You don't lose those 2 years remaining. In fact, the amount left on those 2 years remaining gets rolled straight in and taken out of your principal. Also, Redfin's been tracking this data for the past few years, and in Q4 of 2022 alone, 41.9% of sellers who sold their home gave some sort of concession, either a rate buydown or money after closing back to make the sale happen. So they are effective, and many people are using them right now to buy and sell homes. If you're in the market for a home and interested in how rate buydowns might help you afford the home of your dreams, please don't hesitate to reach out. My information is in the description below. Please like and subscribe if you found value from this video and want to stay up to date with more Santa Cruz real estate news. And until next time, stay awesome.